I will claim lack of sleep during all of this because there was a storm. Like I said, there was a storm going on earlier. It's gone now, thankfully. But that storm kind of started up early this morning, and it got the cat riled up, and I needed about 3 hours of sleep from the point when that all started, and I did not get them. Yeah, it's a beautiful map out here today, guys. As you can see, we are out in the frosty wastes of Mars that are simply full of death and hatred, so I hope we're all prepared for that today. I think I see the spot I want. It's a little awkward. There are a couple of others, potentially, though. Oh, man. I think I'm just going to go for it. It's such a weird map. There's nothing good to do, really.
Don't worry, we'll have this
but we can try and make something work. It's not going to be great. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. No, come on. It looked like I had that. Oh, man, that's really infuriating. Now I'm just going to end up with garbage. Now I just end up with garbage. This is why I've wanted Founding, even in Reveal Map, to be redone for quite some time. Just small things like that can make a huge difference. I'm not even going to get this one. That's how frustrating this is right now. Fine. I don't get aluminum this game. That's just what we've decided. I am not allowed to have aluminum this game, period. So I have to get these other resources and try and figure it out from there. I could go into a couple of bits of glass production right now, potentially. I need to push to HQ3 without taking aluminum. Silicon's already a little on the low side. Another option is to just head into power and then hope that things level out long term. I'm just so frustrated right now. I get really tired of random crap like that knocking me out of games. And it really felt like that's what happened this time. I could just take power, I guess. I have a lot of debt, so I can't actually make money on power. I was really relying on getting those claims. Fine, we'll just make glass. Forget it. We're just making glass. That's probably not the best place to put my glass furnaces. I wasn't even really thinking about it.
The black market is online.
But we'll try and make it happen. I got the water pump down. I've got the silicon down. They're going to help out. I wasn't the one hit by a nuke, so that's awesome. And we're going to start buying up aluminum. Because everybody has expanded. Everybody's expanded, so aluminum might be at a bit more of a low point right now. Ah, I gotta have the cash to make glass. Come on. As we can see, the two furnaces are doing all right already. They're not fantastic, but they're functional. And as long as they have a decent store of oxygen, they'll stay that way. I just need to sell down like bits and pieces of glass as I'm doing this to make sure I stay all right. There we go. That's quite a bit of aluminum stored up. We're just going to grab a little bit more. That might have pushed a bit hard on the aluminum, but at least we've got it. So as long as we're pulling in this silicon and this glass, we've guaranteed an upgrade long term. Pirates are not hitting me. Looks like they're after iron right now, which is interesting. And we should be okay to push to an upgrade. Unfortunately, I've created a weird spot for myself. I don't have enough carbon because I founded badly. I needed to found one tile to the left. So that's not good. To put it quite simply, that's just not good. Does anybody have water? Yeah, this guy has low water. Not a lot of water going on, though. It's very tempting to throw down additional water with, like, a glass furnace and a hacker array. But I need power. I need power quite badly, actually. We should just go, like, triple power or something insane like that. Aluminum is sticking low right now, which is nice. Something we want to think about taking advantage of. I don't want to commit to an additional glass furnace for the time being, because that would require me to commit to additional silicon, and that's just very, very awkward right now. I'm going to need to be ready, honestly, to turn these off and move into something else at some point. I could try to go ahead and goon squad myself. That might be a bit difficult, though. Buy some aluminum. Just a little bit, not too much. I almost feel like I need to just sit here and hope I don't get attacked. I need to make that gamble right now. There is somebody making money on power, though, so that might not work out for me at the end of the day. Okay. Not in a great spot, but we're in an okay-ish spot. Trying to keep an eye on this aluminum. We buy it up to about 20. That's as high as we're going to push it, I think, is 20. I don't think we need to push it higher. I'm hoping we'll kind of be okay sticking right where we're at right now with all these resources. Glass I'm concerned about. In particular, that is my primary concern right now is glass. The fact that we've got 2 of those furnaces down. I don't know if they're going to be strong enough long term to really help out all that much. But we can hope. We can hope. There is an EMP purchased. Aluminum's starting to come up just a little bit, so I kind of want to push this expansion quickly, if at all possible. Unfortunately, like I was saying earlier, we just do not have enough carbon coming in, is what it comes down to. We absolutely don't have enough carbon. That is an EMP on his power, which is nice for me. It wasn't me that did it. He'll think it was, though. Perpetual motion, all ready for Herbert. That's how he's handling power this game, alright. I guess that's fine. I'd rather push to an expansion than use black market right now, I think. We're going to upgrade. And I think we need to get into some actual, like, real production at this point. So I'm feeling the electrolysis reactors. Glass is still okay. Glass is doing alright. We didn't overcommit to it, which is a pretty easy mistake to make with glass. So that's an important detail, that we didn't do that this game. But we're still in kind of an odd spot overall. I need to push to this goon squad if I'm committing to all of these this way. I've kind of tucked myself into a corner along with everything else. It just wasn't a great found overall. That's what happens a lot when I'm on stream and I get nervous about where I'm going to found. I hate that feeling. Let's see. Plenty of power on these geotherms. He's all set to go there. Thankfully, we've managed to at least pay down most of our debt with power. That's worked out relatively well for us this game. The problem is we're kind of stuck with 3 tiles in power this whole time now. And I don't know if we can actually support that very well. Ah, man, he completely cut off all of our water. That's really frustrating. It's understandable, but it's really frustrating. My water got hit with a network virus. I don't really have to care. I'm really tempted to just do this. Try to use it to make sure I've got plenty of carbon production along with other things. Carbon's going to be really important in this game to keep flying in. New claim is huge. New claim is absolutely massive. I'm actually going to cancel this while I wait and see what happens with new claim.
6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 12,000.
I wish I could get more water easily at this point. I really needed to, I guess, take one of these a little bit sooner. I didn't really register how important water was going to be this time. And that's definitely a problem. I'm actually just going to commit that to this water tile up here. Because I've gotten myself in trouble with these reactors in some ways, with the way water's going right now. I need to be paying real close attention to that. Because I just do not have enough water coming in. Let's see, do you have teleportation yet? No. This is aggressive, but it might work out. We just got to pay real close attention.
Pirates.
Come on.
Those filthy bandits.
There we go, we got one. It's not a great one, but we got both of them. That was exceptionally fortunate. That is not something I'm used to at all, let's be honest. Maybe I'll get lucky and get to pull some fuel as well. We'll just have to see. Food isn't exactly what I wanted from the group, but, you know, apparently thieves can't be choosers.
Expansive colony expanded.
Man, he got to the expansion. That's a huge pain, because that just drove aluminum through the roof. I was hoping to get to an expansion before aluminum shot up like that, quite that ridiculously. We got some fuel, that's great. And a freeze. Got a nice big giant EMP right on top of us. I don't know what to say about that. It happens. We had a goon squad down. We just didn't get hit exactly where we expected to be hit. It happens. At least we're pulling in water. Gotta be using this engineering lab. I don't know how long I've had that down while I'm sitting here watching my pirates to see if they do anything I want them to. But that hasn't been the best of ideas this game. I could try and pirate. Oh yeah, let's do some of this.
Pirates. I hate those filthy bandits.
That will work out really well, potentially. I didn't even think about pirating the expansive player initially, which was just stupid. We haven't caught anything from him yet, but he is expansive. There it is. They should be flying in just a bit better. Still sitting on this fuel, which is still making money, just not as much as we were hoping for if water was doing a bit better. Stealing this water should help out a bit, though. Sell down some glass to push to that upgrade. That should help out. We just got to make sure we don't get ourselves bought out at this point, right? That's going to be the real important detail. Plenty of water production going down. And here come the buys. The question is, did I actually succeed this time, or am I just going to get myself super dead? Majority buyout is very difficult to found first and do well in, from what I've seen, because I always feel the need to, like, press on through very quickly. And I don't know if I could quite sustain that this time. Like, I need to get more buildings down, but I also need all my money to secure myself and make sure I just don't fall over dead. With any luck, somebody will contribute and help defend me, and I'll be totally fine. But there's no guarantee of that happening, unfortunately. A little more glass production couldn't hurt at this point. I don't think I can actually use this right now. It's too expensive. Oh, that would have been actually a pretty big win. I'm going to push for this still, to 10 at least. The question is, can I afford to construct a couple of chemical labs? I don't think I can quite yet. I need to get my stock secured. Right here and now. Especially because it doesn't look like anybody is even thinking about making a move to help me right now. And I am very, very, very close to just plain dead. Here come his shipments. He is sending everything he can to finish me off, is what it looks like. I can't tell how full those are for whatever reason. But that is not a good spot for me to be in. One more and I'm dead, guys. Okay, somebody's helped me out a little bit. But I don't know if I quite have enough coming in to get that last little bit for myself. It's all going to be dependent on this water, which is just trudging in so slowly from so far away. And on this glass, which is making some degree of progress, but I'm still 10k away. And I don't think I'm going to quite pull it off here. It's close. If somebody defends me just a little bit, I'll survive just a hair longer, but... Come on, give me the water. There it is. I'm alive, barely. Problem is, if Clark sells out of me, I'm screwed, you know. He sold out of me so he could expand. That's fine. I can actually start putting down buildings and thinking again, which is nice. I should secure my own stock as soon as I can, but I absolutely have to make transitions happen first and then do that. In my opinion, I need to make sure all these buildings are online, are doing things, are helping long-term this game. Get to the point where I can do oxygen research, all kinds of other small details like that. I am going to grab a mutiny, make sure I keep using black market. I stayed alive, barely, on that edge with a little help from Clark. With any luck, he'll do something like attack Herbert and make this game really weird. He's gone into Chem Labs. He's buying up himself. That's understandable. His stock price is very low, so it makes a lot of sense to do that. I would love to push to an off-world market before too terribly long. Man, he's still far too close to being able to buy me, in my opinion. Like, is he actually... He's not actually that close. Oh, yeah, he is, because I need to secure one more of my own stock still. I should make that happen. On the other hand, Bradbury's over here, and he's just managed to push to an off-world during all this. Like, whatevs. I got this.
Yeah. Your stock's getting sold.
Which is fine. We'll let other people worry about him. They already attacked me and slowed me down very, very heavily. So they can worry about the problem they've created over there, if they want to.
Your stock's getting
It's kind of my opinion on it. Okay, 49,000 for an off-world. That's going to be important to push to. I'm not sure what I'm going to get rid of to put it down.
Your stock's
Maybe a glass furnace? I mean, I've already got this tile defended, so that's arguably the right tile, right? Nanotech, not really what I'm looking for this game. 52. I'd love to transition into food, but I don't think a transition is really in the cards for me. It's not like I've got garbage down, except for this chems, because I didn't spot that Clark had moved into chems so aggressively. Honestly. His chems aren't even doing all that well for some reason. I guess I just checked an edge one. Yeah, he's starting to lose money on those. I think it may be time just to transition out and actually maybe make that move into food. I have a lot of water coming in, driving that water price up, or consuming a lot of water. Should be kind of the route I'm going for right now. Carbon's expensive. I don't really want carbon getting expensive just yet. I have beefed up my carbon production a bit, which is important and helpful, but, oh man, shoot, Bradbury's dying. I didn't even spot that. This is part of why it's hard, is because it's hard to tell when a player is in a lot of trouble. He saved himself, that's good. Why did I get locked out of selling? Because somebody else sold? That's dumb. No, that's stupid! That's unacceptable! What is this garbage? I can't sell because somebody else is selling? That's ridiculous. It's just about who happens to click the button first. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I didn't even know that existed. Jeez. Dumb stuff right there. Dumb stuff. Alright, we're gonna make this push happen. We're just gonna get this guy down. I didn't really want to delete that tile, but it was the defended tile, so that's why I went with it instead of anything else. Keep this engineering lab functional, and make sure I'm buying into my own stock, and hopefully we can pull back into this one. My stock price is pretty darn weak right now. No real question about that, but I'm not completely out of it. Herbert's had a lot of trouble making any of his pushes work. Instead, he's being forced to transition, which is exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for. I really should get aggressive on this thing. I can't get a spy for it. I don't even know if that's real, actually. I didn't spot that there were holograms this game for some reason, because I'm an idiot, I guess. That might not even be real, for all I know. I hate it when there are holograms without spies. Spies without holograms are fine most of the time, in my opinion, right? Holograms without spies are weird. Yeah, let's just keep going into that. I really wish I had more of it down, and I hadn't had, like, my tiles defended and positioned in exactly the way I do, but hopefully it'll be alright. I'm just going to send one. I should actually do the math. It's pretty close between food and oxygen right now. So I should cancel the oxygen and just send food because it's cheaper to get started. We'll just send one food at least and then come back to it. Okay, shortage on water is fine. I have a lot of that stored up. I don't even know if that was anybody or not. That looks real. That's got to be real. That is defended, we can see, so it's probably real as well. At minimum, that tears through a goon squad, which is important. Well, you know, it's not like we could just let you have him either. And there are still ways to combat him in particular. I needed him to stay alive, at least, that's for sure, for the time being. Don't really know where water's going to land here. I don't think anybody started this. And I have a lot of water coming in, so I'll just go ahead and sell down now. Can't even buy up all the electronics I want. Definitely get out of these, because that's getting ridiculous.
The black market is online.
Keep improving that oxygen.
Offworld shipment launched. Look at all the money.
Alright. Send oxygen instead this time for fairly obvious reasons. And hopefully this lab, this engineering, will help push us on through to securing at least all of our own stock. And Bradbury gets left in this kind of awkward spot of having a lot of his stock still left to deal with, and Clark becomes the pretty obvious target from here forward. Bradbury is sitting on a frustratingly large amount of cash. I'm just going to try this. I got it, which is a bit surprising to me. I don't know if I actually have enough to use it just yet. Apparently I did. Have enough lying around to go ahead and start a send, so that's helpful.
Let this be a lesson to you all.
Make sure I get that bought up.
Screw with you.
Nobody's gone after mine yet, which is nice. I don't really know why that is. I think people were fighting over this one for a while. Somebody ran it into a weird spot. I do have this, right? Yeah, I have this. And nobody's taking it back yet, which is just strange. Instead, he hit this guy, so I don't think he even noticed that he got hit like that. Unfortunate for him, but whatever. Not my problem. Keep those launches rolling. Come on. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. I would love to. I hate how this completely locks me out of this market. That's just ridiculous. Okay, Bradbury got a little bit there. Herbert's halfway to buying me? Are we serious right now? Where did all that come from? Honestly, like, what in the world? He doesn't even have oxygen or anything upgraded. He's just sitting back there pulling it off anyway. I could get out of carbon, I guess. That's really nerve-wracking, though. I can't believe he has that much cash. Where is that coming from? Also, why is my stock price... I guess his stock price is a bit better because of the stocks he has, but my stock price is so garbage.
Offworld shipment.
Despite the fact that I have a better bond rating and things like that. It's quite off-putting. I don't know what to think about that, honestly. He's not pulling in water. He's been able to ignore water a lot, but he's not pulling in water. Herbert, why are you so terrifying this game? Silicon, I guess, is doing well. He never picked up teleportation the way I expected him to. I could have been a bit more aggressive on some of these, I suppose. Start a food send after this oxygen is done. Come on, give it to me. Man, you just have so much cash. I swear he didn't have that much cash all that long ago. Not at all. Network virus hit me where? Down here, that's not important. It's not particularly. These guys should really be making me oxygen instead of electronics right now. Oxygen's just kept sailing sky high, and I don't have enough tiles down, abusing the fact that I've upgraded it. I shouldn't even be doing that right now. I should be heading into what? Food research? That could help out quite a bit. He's probably after Bradbury, and not me, but I can't risk my entire game life on that idea. Unfortunately. I need to keep abusing black market. We could buy some more pirates to help out. Potentially. Magnetic storm might be a better idea, though. Just knock stuff down instead of trying to take it. Just knock the expensive stuff out as it comes out. Too bad I can't see exactly where everything is lying, but, you know, whatever. I guess that's fine. There. I hit myself, too, but I think it was probably totally worth it. The magnetic storm plus EMP nonsense. Man, he is that close. He has an Offworld down. That's what's happening, is it's the hologram without spies situation that makes it so hard to read what's going on, is what's happening right now. I didn't even think about that because I'm a complete idiot. Like, I thought about it earlier in reference to somebody else, but I didn't think about it at all when it came to the scientific player. Because who likes thinking about what they're doing, right? Ridiculous. Nope, not those. Going into these guys. Very important to do. Man, water went nuts. Hopefully I have enough water down. Somehow I don't think so. I just committed over to the water a little too much. Look at how much cash he's sitting on. And Bradbury managed to buy himself back. Ah, man, I hate not having spies, guys. Can we please have spies when we have holograms? It's so ridiculous trying to figure everything out in these circumstances. Now I'm dead again. Because he's not after Clark. He doesn't care about Clark. Clark's worthless. He just wants to kill me.
Offworld shipment launched. Look at all the money.
Man. Ridiculous. At least now I understand where all his cash is coming from. I thought my upgraded stuff would really be able to fight him pretty well, but I was wrong there, apparently. I can pay down some more debt, but it's not going to be enough. He just has too much cash, and there's no way to properly fight an opponent's cash stockpile, unfortunately. It's like the one tool you don't have in any way in this game is an ability to do that. To fight off an opponent who has just a lot of cash. If I had any idea where his Offworld was, I could force out a hit against it, something like that, but it's just not gonna... It's not gonna do. Cams are going well for me, at least. All that production's kind of panning out a little bit. Oxygen's still going well. I'm making money, guys. It's just not enough at the end of the day. It's just not enough. If I hadn't been forced to pay down debt, yeah, I'd be in a decent spot right now. Unfortunately, it is not an option to just ignore those things. And we're basically just waiting for his Offworld launch to finally happen. Maybe I got lucky and I've been pegging it. I don't really know where it is. As long as I keep it down, maybe I stay in the game a little bit longer, right? If I can force him to an uncomfortable position, then maybe I stay in the game a bit longer.
Look at all the money.
He's having trouble finishing it as long as he doesn't get that launch going. But he's clearly got something launching somewhere. And unfortunately, he's scientific, so it's really hard to keep it locked down 100% of the time. Is this really not launching for me? Come on. Launch something. I don't even care what. It shouldn't have been that. Actually, I don't even know if I want to launch anything right now. If I push like this instead, I cancel these things. Ridiculous. I'm still probably not going to win, but we can try. See, this is why I needed to cancel, though. I don't know what tools I have available from here. I need to put down reactors. These things are important to do. Just get those down. Make sure they're running. Get farms down, I think. Make sure those are running. And then maybe another water or two to go along with them. And then maybe save up enough so I can put down one more Offworld to make sure I can press through. Bradbury's sitting on 400,000, Clark on 250. I think I need one more Offworld this game. I could also just make an engineering lab, though. That's a much smaller investment. And I'm not even launching from my Offworlds right now, in this moment. Okay. Come on, let me do it. There it is. And that is kind of dumb for GameSlayer. I don't know what to say about it besides it's dumb and it shouldn't have happened, but it is definitely the case that it is dumb and should not have happened. Okay, unfortunately I need to really be killing both of these players at the same time. That's very difficult to do, as it turns out. I can steal an Offworld. These are not particularly helpful, honestly. They're just not all that great, but I can take one. I'm trying to make enough oxygen to make all this useful. That's just very difficult to do, as it turns out, most of the time. The food is also fantastic. The shortage on glass I can't really abuse. I don't have any glass production down. And then Bradbury is officially halfway to buying me. Kind of waiting for chems to fall out, then I might have gone for additional glass. I'm just hoping the engineering labs carry me through. Oh man, that is insane. Yep, he's just trying to work a hacker array. No spy to be able to tell where that hacker array is or what it's up to, but that's what he's operating on right now. Trying to make that happen for him. I feel like in these close games, this is where Destroy doesn't work as well. Okay, Bradbury went for the buy on Death Tacticus. That's going to do interesting things to the glass market, because suddenly it should actually be a pretty solid one to be in. Oh, make sure these Offworlds are launching still. Still got 2 of them, good to go. 3 of them, actually. I should make sure I'm launching 3 sets of things. I'm going to have to look at the replay for this game. I'm going to need to save that off at some point and really have a good look at exactly what was going on here. As you could tell, though, people taking to heart the idea of if we keep somebody alive, it keeps the game from snowballing. It just takes some practice and some work for people to kind of identify that that's what needs to happen. Interesting situation overall. Let's see. What are you pulling in that's actually valuable for you? Water, maybe? What do you have? You got water over there. Do some of that. Food is still so ridiculously expensive. I'm trying to think if anything else is actually more valuable to send off-world. I'm not seeing it. Looks like it stayed the oxygen. But off-worlds just aren't that good right now, you know? It's mostly these engineering labs, honestly, that are carrying me through the game. 300 there. 600 there. These aren't that good, but that's fine. They're still 300, almost, right? Because fuel and carbon are just so cheap. What am I pushing toward? 100? Or sorry, 1.1 million. I think we're going to pull it off here. I don't know if I really want. Let's go ahead and go with some pirates right there.
I hate those filthy bandits.
They should help out a bit. Magnetic Storm also would have been an option. Headed to a little extra power production just to make sure debt doesn't get too out of control, but water looks like it's also going to be important.
Shipment launched. Look at all the
And his lab just isn't anything compared to my lab. I'm actually going to just go ahead and steal it instead of an off-world. Because off-worlds are fine, yeah, but they're not actually that great right now. I think the lab is far more important to have control of.
The black market is online.
If he had a hacker array, that's what I'd go after for sure, but I don't see one. And not that many holograms have been purchased. So I think I'm okay. I could also just obviously EMP literally everything pretty easily. But EMPs are 50. And I didn't want to commit 50,000 to that. Also, I'm sorry guys, my voice is messed up right now. Why isn't this launching? I mean, it is launching. It's just not showing that it's launching.
Off-world shipment launched.
There's a lot of bugs like that so far here. Like, it should have just finished its launch, really. My labs aren't all showing. Oh, no, my labs don't all have something to do. That's fair.
Off-world shipment launched.
Excuse me. Oh, man. My voice is going, guys. I think I'm going to need to take a break to make some tea in just a minute. But let's go ahead and talk through that game. I got defended with my upgrading nonsense gamble early, right? I got defended. Somebody bought one stock in me. That forced Gameslayer out from his push. He tried to transition it over to Indecision, I think. Maybe it was over to... I think it was over to Indecision. Blocked that as well, which was definitely a big deal. Prices never really settled that game, which was really weird. I mean, I guess it's mostly because, like, especially, I had a potential good source for water that I never got a hold of, right? And nobody else had a good source of water. I had the best sources of water. That was going to lead to oxygen and food both getting very expensive in the fashion that they did. Especially once Gameslayer got knocked out. Basically, with Gameslayer in the game, it was a way to force oxygen and food into a really weird spot for everybody else. And it was very important we had this engineering lab helping out with oxygen in order to stay afloat that whole time. I really should have deleted this tile, turned it into a lab, and then, like, hooked this one up to one of these, but whatever. I'm just garbage, it's fine, won't worry about it. Because, for everybody who hasn't really thought that through just yet, I've said it a couple of times, but it's an important detail. Scientists drive prices down, generally speaking, across the board. The more scientists there are in the game, the more important off-worlds usually are going to be. Because most of their buildings don't have a supply side, right? They don't consume resources very much compared to other people. Even if you look at it as like a scientist has 3 reactors down, right? And then an expansive player has 3 reactors down. Well, that expansive player is drinking up 3 units of water. And he probably doesn't have the excess tiles to pull in all that water compared to the scientist for each and every one of his buildings. That's just a way to look at it. That's why prices are lower with scientists. And Gameslayer, I blocked him from his triangles. He didn't have great numbers of those going on. On top of that, we had a lot of magnetic storms raining down. And that definitely made a big difference that game in keeping prices high. This idea of magnetic storms being in play as opposed to just something like even EMPs. Alright, guys. I guess we can check through these graphs real quick. Indecision, he got 23 launches off to my 21, so his off-worlds were a bit more successful. He was spreading them out a lot, which from what I saw wasn't the right call. It was close to the right call sometimes. Maybe a couple of times it was. But most of the time, even though it was so ridiculously expensive to buy the oxygen necessary, it was still profitable compared to everything else, just barely. Gameslayer, same situation. He only got off 6 launches, but he did have an off-world down that we were probably shutting down. We'll never know for sure, so I need to save off the replay, which means I think I need to exit the game. Death Tacticus made a lot in chems. We made a lot in chems. Made a lot in glass. I'm really surprised at how that game turned out, guys. I think it all came down to the fact that maybe it was Death Tacticus actually bought one little bit in our stock, kept us alive through the Gameslayer push, and then we were able to kind of manipulate things with the black market from there to barely hold on the whole time. But that was a close and dangerous one, let's be honest. Alright. I'm